Hi everyone, this is Rachel and I'm here again with another process video. Before we get started on the layout, you'll see I'm using a new trimmer. This is the Caterpillar Crop by the folks at Caterpillar. I was part of the Kickstarter campaign that went on last year, and after, if any of you follow the brouhaha that went on, it just ended up being a lot longer than they thought, which apparently is normal with that stuff, so I wasn't really upset. I was a bit annoyed at some of the tone of their voices in their emails. As, people realize if you're going to market a product, you need to speak politely to the people who are waiting for it. And they perhaps were not as polite as they could have been. So it did end up showing up a couple of days before I went on my scrapbooking retreat. I did not end up bringing it because I was packing very light as I was taking a plane. So I really have just started to start using it. I do like it. I do wish it had a guide to keep the paper flat when you make a cut, but I've only used it for 2 layouts, so we'll see if I get used to it or not. Alright, let's talk about the layout. As you can see, I'm doing another Disney layout. This one is about when we went out to eat a nice dinner at Citricos, which is one of what they consider a fine dining area of the Disney properties. It's at the Grand Floridian. It's incredibly good. The food is amazing. And I'm just doing a little layout about us getting dressed up. I did not realize until I got back that apparently I hadn't bothered to ask my roommate to take a picture of me. So right now I'm doing a big border on these 4 3x4 photos of one of my niece, one of my housemate, and then one of the things we did is actually when we went, even though the trip was to celebrate my niece's birthday, it was actually, we went in February because my niece's birthday is the day after Christmas and I'm not going to do Disney then. So my housemate's birthday was like 2 or 3 days after we got back. So when we were there, I had special ordered a little mini cake for her as a surprise for her birthday. So I'm doing an offset layout, which I've never done before. I saw Scrappy Gem do it on one of her videos, and I thought it was just super cute. So I went ahead and did that. So the the diagonal stripe is just going to be on the left hand and top corners, and then that polka dot is going to be the rest of it. Now, I decided between the polka dot and then the viewfinders on my photo mat, I really needed a little break for that, so I just grabbed some scrap white cardstock and mat that a pretty thin line between that. So, to talk about the photos, the upper left-hand one is my housemate and her daughter, who I refer to as my niece. Outside of the Citricos entrance, and they actually had made up a menu with it. So it said happy birthday to my housemate, and which I thought was really cool. I know they do that for birthdays and anniversaries. So, and then below that, next to that, are photos of both my niece and her mother. And then the other photo is a picture of the cake that the chef made there for my housemate's birthday. So I went ahead, and if you've watched any of my previous videos for Disney, I'd been super lazy in actually printing out all my journaling. So before I started this, I was like, that is it. Before you do one more layout, you have to print out all the journaling. So I went and I printed out, I think I had like about 4 layouts that I hadn't printed out the journaling for. So I went and I did it, and I put them all away. So I was very proud of myself. I went ahead and did it, so I didn't have to worry about it anymore. So the journaling I have here just below the photo block, and then I went ahead and pulled out some wood veneer. I have an iris case filled with all of my Disney stuff, and I'm only pulling from that for all of my Disney layouts, so that way it goes faster because you have a finite amount of product, and you're not going, oh, I think I have somewhere this item for my layout. So I went ahead and pulled the gold lettering from the Say Cheese 2 line, and then the red lettering from the original Say Cheese line for my title, which is fancy dining, which is kind of an inside joke because we were, we weren't really fancily dressed. I had like on a sundress, and my niece is wearing a black tunic with leggings, and my housemate's wearing just a red, not red, it's like a burgundy embroidered top and black pants. We're like, oh, we're all fancy now. Because, when we're at Disney, we're pretty much in shorts and t-shirts, although it was pretty chilly for our trip, so we were more in pants and t-shirts. Alright, let's get back to the layout. I pulled out some die cuts, including that gold wish circle and the tag, which is from the Say Cheese, which both are from the Say Cheese 2 line. And now I'm pulling out the sticker pack from the original one, and I grabbed that flag with the camera on it, a couple little hearts, and then that polka dotted heart that's going beneath that die cut that I'm adhering right now, when that one says all smiles. And we had a really good time. The food was excellent, the service was amazing. And another thing I'm pulling from the Say Cheese 2 line are these word phrases, and I don't remember what they say. I actually did this one a little bit ago. And then I grabbed that ampersand sticker. It's a pretty busy background, so I went light on the embellishments. The last thing I'm going to add are these white glitter enamel dots. And I forget on camera to add the washi tape I'm adding to every layout. So I do add that actually right above the photo block. I add some red and white polka dotted washi tape. I do have one other thing, and I've slowed this down because I did want you to be able to see it, and I didn't want it to go super fast because I'm only showing it already completed, because I do have a PL page to go with it. But as you see, I use collaged photos, so I didn't bother to record it because it literally took me 5 minutes to do. I took this matching polka dotted paper that has, it was a 6x12 already, so then I just stuck in these collage photos. These actually go with the layout I did previously called Food Glorious Food. And then I'm going to turn this one around, and this side is going to be about hanging out at both the Grand Floridian and the Yacht Club Beach Club, which are what would be considered the fancier of the resorts. So I'm showing you a close-up of this photo so you can see what happened. My housemate took a picture of her daughter in front of this horse statue, not realizing there are 2 empty wine glasses in the picture too. So every time she would show it, she'd be like, don't worry, that's not her wine, that's somebody else's wine. And then this picture of her, I'm trying to make sure you actually see it. There we go. Not blurry. She happened to love these chairs. She thought they were hilariously funny. And then this one up here, this is actually under a table at the Grand Floridian. She wanted to have her pictures taken with the statues, so she crawled under there and had me take her photo. So that's going to finish out my layouts. Thank you so much for joining me. Click me a thumbs up if you can. Close-ups are coming up. Have a great day, everyone. Bye!